Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a fun little welcome to spring palette with the brand new Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. This is a $54 palette containing 18 shades of matte, metallic, shimmer, and what the brand is calling special effect finishes. Those of you who like these kind of tin cases on the Too Faced palettes will be quite happy that it is back. We do not have that kind of light, flat cardboard palette. It's a nice tin one, which a lot of people are fans of, kind of like a collector's item. What is the scent this time? We always have a scent with Too Faced. This is an Italian Spritz scent. To quote my daughter who picked this up with me today, what is Italian Spritz scent? And I said, it's Italian Spritz scent. That's what that is. I don't know. I know, profound of me. Really, what it is, definitely gourmand, not floral. Kind of like a wine spritzer, a drink, you know, a fruity afternoon cocktail type scent. It smells, or fruit punch, if you want to keep it non-alcoholic, that would work too. It's kind of got, yeah, it's got like a high C fruit punch. Maybe that's just an American reference, but like a red fruit punch scent. It's kind of nice. Typical of all Too Faced scents. It's there when you really stick your nose into it, and it dissipates very quickly. So if you are sensitive, I just coined a new term there. If you're sensitive to scents, you don't have to worry too much about this unless you are exceedingly sensitive, and you would know that already, I would think. Okay, so we have, as I said, these special effects shades, and we have a really interesting feel to the metallic shades. What I say in the demo is it's almost like they've got sort of like a little bit of a glue in them. They have a kind of stickiness to them in a good way that makes them adhere. And I had surprisingly, with all these kind of metallic-y, glittery shimmer shades, zero fallout. Not like a little bit of fallout, zero fallout. Kind of amazed. Really easy to work with these. I feel like Too Faced, you know, they just had those cloud blushes. I'm wearing one today, and they feel like you've put like a tape over your face. They really do kind of blur and hide fine lines and texture, and they have an actual like a soft feeling to them as they lay over the skin. And I feel like they've done something else really innovative with these shades that they're calling special effect finishes, and these kind of metallic and glittery shimmer shades, which almost feel like they've got a glue to them. They're like a stickiness to them, and that sounds so negative. You gotta feel it. It's interesting. It just doesn't fall all over your face. Okay, let's take a look at these in two different lightings. I'm going to show you my swatches laid out exactly like you'd see it here on the palette. So let's go first to the swatches of the Too Faced Italian Spritz in indoor studio lighting. Take a look right here. Those are all 18 matte, metallic, shimmer, and special effect finish shades. And that summer Spritz scent has gone away by the time the swatches are finished. Very gentle, very gourmand, a little bit fruity. Why does Too Faced make their palettes have scent? Oh, I guess they just started this years ago. And we just did peaches and chocolate, and everybody just loved it. So it's kind of become their thing. Take it or leave it. But you know how we're going to see this best? In the warm California sunshine. I darted outside in between rainstorms today here in Southern California. And here we go in the sunshine, the same swatches, same order, just like you will find them laid out in the palette. Folks, this is a good one. I'm really happy to review this because my last review of palettes were the new Urban Decay Happy palettes, and I disliked them, to put it mildly, and it made me really sad because I wanted to have fun with bright colors for spring. And though I have done a characteristically neutral look, we are going to try all the different types of formulas in here to make sure that they work. And I will do a little spoiler alert here. They do. This is a fun little palette for spring. It has a lot of depth and will appeal to a lot of people, but I urge you to hear why that is as you see me do the demonstration right now. Okay, let's get me a little out of my comfort zone, but I'll do it in the name of spring, right? So we have a reference number 16. I will put the names of these shades on the screen, and let's just start right down here with this kind of, you know, light powdery shade. Yes, for those of you who are not familiar with Too Faced scented products, they pretty much all are their eyeshadows. You do have a little bit of a whiff of it when you're first applying it, but it doesn't stick around. Staying with this Rephr 16, we're going to go into, now let's go ahead and go right here into this right next to it. We're just with the neutrals now. I'm really curious about trying some of these more pigmented glittery shades because they felt a little bit sticky when I was swatching them. Now, is sticky a bad thing? Absolutely not. It's kind of an unknown thing. Okay, so far, pretty innocuous, just, you know, kind of neutrally looking thing. Okay, so let's switch off now and let's try some of these. I'm curious if we go in with this is a Rephr 13. It's a little bit fluffy, but you can pack with it too. And let's go ahead and stick with, you know, I like neutrals, but I really want, yeah, this is an interesting sticky shade, which could be actually really good. Sticky sounds like such a negative word, and I really do not mean it. Oh yeah, it is. You know what? It's almost like, this is not entirely accurate, so please do not hold me to it, but it's almost like a feeling of like, almost like a gluiness to the shimmer and to the glitter, almost like as you're packing it on, you know, just kind of flatly pressing it on, it's kind of gluing itself down. And that is a very interesting formulation because as you can see, the brush, though it does pack on like a flat brush would, it has a little bit of fluff to it. And you would think that that would create tremendous fallout with glitter. Literally no fallout. Let me put this down here and show you. Literally zero fallout underneath. It's almost as if the glitter is just kind of self-adhesive. It's hyperbole. I don't mean it entirely that way, but yes. And as long as you kind of just like pack it on, it's got color payoff and it's got stickability. Let's make up a word here. Sticking with this Rephr number 13, let's try this golden shade right here. Again, names up there. And it is, let's see what it does on the brush with the other. Yep. So you kind of have to just press and drag it on. Might not be the best brush that I've chosen, but it works. And I'm using this brush as if kind of like it's a little flat brush that I can pack it on with. And it is going on almost as if it's got some glue to it. And so it's a really, you don't just have to use your fingers like you would a traditional celestial shade. And I kind of like that, because we all like to use our brushes for maneuverability of the product and such. Okay, let's try a little bit. I'm sticking with the same brush. Let's go into this kind of pretty spritzy maroon shade down here, knock a little bit off the brush, and just put a little bit of that in the corner and also underneath. That's very, very pretty. I just kind of want to try it. Okay, switching brushes here to a Rephr number 27. As I scratch my little face there, let's see if I were to just go into this shade here. This is a gentle little shade. I'm kind of done with my eye look, you guys. I just want to try out a few more shades. This is very, very nice. It is not, it is definitely showing. I am now using a very fluffy brush with this, and what the very fluffy brush does with these is it just kind of gives a light, gentle application, which is what I wanted because I am putting this shade just kind of above. Now I'm just getting a bit silly. I'm really done with the eye look. I'm just trying to try a bunch of the shades and see if they work. And I am satisfied now that the mattes work and the shimmers work, the metallic shades, which almost feel like they have a little bit of almost glue to them. And what I also like about this palette is the deepness of the shades. What I mean by that is sometimes when it is a white-based pastel, like the Natasha Denona palette, some of those other that are white based can look a bit neon. They can be a bit glaring. They look really great in editorial looks, you know, graphic looks, but they can be a little tough for neutral lovers to wear and things like that. These have a certain depth to the palette where I have created a colorful look, but it is also at the same time very kind of middle of the road, neutral. I'm not going to say boring because that would be calling myself boring. And these are the shades I like. But do you know what I mean? You can take these bright colors and not necessarily feel that your eyeshadow is entering the room before you do. Now you might say to me, Rebecca, I like that. I want an electric look. Well, you certainly can get that too. So there's a lot of people pleasing going on in one palette here, and I do applaud Too Faced for that. For those of you who experience allergies or migraine, it's a very gentle, almost fruity scent, and it does dissipate extremely quickly. If you have experienced the scent in a Too Faced palette before, though this scent is different, it behaves in a similar manner. It's not sticking around, it is not going to itch, it is not irritating my eyes. It is not a floral scent. I do not like the Too Faced florals. For better or for worse, sometimes I feel like they burn a little bit on the eye, and that's probably in my head. Not these, the floral scents, not these, the girly palette and things like that. This is not floral. It's kind of a fruity, you know, like fruit spritz or drink scent. Very pretty. I actually do recommend this if you want to get in the mood for spring. And as you see, look at this crazy palette, and I've still done a lot with it that really falls into the neutral category. Is that a waste? Not to me, but if you think so, you do have blues and purples and such to play with, but the neutrals as well, which makes it a nice little investment palette that you can use for years to come. But I do want to hear what you guys think. That's what makes us a community. So definitely please put your comments below and just kind of let me know what you're thinking. And helps us all have a conversation about this palette. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that we can continue to grow. Come and say a big hello over on Instagram and TikTok too. And please know that you can support the comings and goings here by either giving super thanks, as so many of you have done, or by becoming a member for special membership privileges. But if nothing else, I'm so happy to have you here right now, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.